Okay, now you're recording.
So we're on Masechta Shabbos Samech Zayin 67. So Leishta Tilsa, which is a type of fever called shachefet, it comes you get like a fever every 3 days. That's why it's called Ishta Tilsi, Ishta Tilsa. So Lysi Shiva Silvi, you bring 7 thorns, Mishiva Dikli, from 7 palm trees, Vishivit Sivi, and 7 sort of sticks, Mishiva Kshuri, from 7 beams of a house, Vishiva Sichi, which are like stakes, like when you have a tent, Mishiva Geshuri, from 7 bridges, Vishivik Timi, 7 types of ashes, Mishiva Tanuri, from 7 ovens, Vishivya Afri, 7 types of dirt, Mishiva Sinre, from 7 graves, Vishiva Kufri, Mishiva Arbi, 7 types of pitch or tar from 7 boats, Vishiva Boni Kamuni, this is like cumin.
Yeah.
Vishiva Bine Midikna, these are hairs from the beard of the kalbasava of an old dog. And you take all these things and you, I guess, wrap it up. You wear it sort of where, like by the neck, by where the shirt, where your shirt ends. And you dangle it by a hair. And through this mesh, through this segula, you got rid of this fever, shachefet, which is ishta tils. Amrav Yechlan ishta samirta, that's a kind of fever called a kadachat. And it sort of causes an illness of the whole body, says Rashi. Lishkol sakina de kula parzala, you take a metal knife, where the whole knife is made out of metal. Doesn't have a wood handle. The lazel de lehecha de ikka vardina, go to like some kind of bush.
A thorn bush, it says.
Velikter beinira barka, and tie some kind of hair to it. Yoma kama lichrok beipurta, you have to cut a little bit of the bush. Velema vayeram alach Hashem elav. These are psukim that have to do with Moshe Rabbeinu and his encounter with the snap, with the burning bush. L'mocher likro beipurta, cut a little bit of the thorn bush off. Velema vayomer Moshe asura na ve'ereh et hamareh gadol hazeh. L'mocher likro beipurta, cut a little bit of the bush off. Velema vayar Hashem kisar liro. Hashem saw that Moshe, moved to the bush. From the word sar, means to take away. So each one has the word sar, right? Vayomer Moshe asurana, because we want Hashem to take the fever away. Vayomer al tikrav halom. Why don't you say, don't come close, shal na'alecha me'al raglecha? And basically, you're trying to say that the fever should go away too. Ella, so the Gemara says, fine. And then the next day you say, Vayomer Moshe asurana. V'lamachar lema vayar Hashem kisar liros. V'lamachar vayomer Hashem al tikrav halom. So now you really cut the bush down to size. You cut it all the way down. It wasn't because you were the tallest tree that Hashem brought a Shechina to you. Ela mishum demaichus mikol ilon. It's you're the lowest of trees. Ashri kuchrichu shchita. That's why Kodesh Baruch Hu brought the shchita. Ichihechid chamita eshtel chanal mishav azarya varika min kadmoi. So Chananah, Mishael, Azariah were thrown into the furnace in the times of Nebuchadnezzar, where he made them worship an idol. And the flames did not consume Chananah, Mishael, Azariah. It ran away from them. Cain, so too, Tachminei Eshel Ploni Bar Plonis V'Siarik Min Kadmo. That the fire that's consuming this person, he has a fever. This person, the son of a certain woman, right? Isha Bas Elimelech Bas Rachel, whoever the person is, the son of the daughter, son of the mother, should also have the fever taken away from them as well. Simta Lema Hachi. Simta's boils, like shchin. You should say the following incantation. Baz Bazia, Mas Masya, Kas Kasya, Sharle Varmloi, Ile Malache Dishtalchu Me'aradis Dom, Ulaso Shchina Ki Even. The Malachim that come out of Sdom to heal Shchin, Bazach Bazich, Bazvanich Mesamsich, Kamon Kemich, Einich Bich. Asrich Bo Zarch Kolut Uchapir Lopara. You should have children like a mule or someone who's castrated. They can't have children. The Lopari of Loravia should have no hemshech. So the boils also Kach Lo Tifla Vlotir Bebegufi Diploni Bar Plonis. So too the boils should not be marbeh, should not grow in the body of such and such person, the son of his mother.
Maybe we should take it against coronavirus. It's today is Lag BaOmer. Maybe it will help.
Okay. L'kipa lemahachi. Kipa is for a wound that you sustained through like a sword. Cherev shlufa v'kela netusha. That's what you should say. Lo shmei yochav chulin machovim. That this wound should not give you pain or sickness. Then l'shida lemach. What should you do for a demon? Havis the pocket havis. This is what you should say. Lita tabur u'mashumis. Mashumis from like excommunicate. Bartit, Bartame, Bartina, Kishamgaz, Mirigaz, V'istamoy. These are names of certain shading that you're trying to chase away. Then, Lashida Besaki say there was a special demon that would hang out in the bathroom. Lemahachi, Akarkafe da Ari, Ve'ausi, the Goryasa, Ashkechun Lashida Bar Sirika Panda, the Mesra de Karti Chavte, Blue de Chama Chartefe, which means on the head of the lion and on the nose like a leopard.
No, a female lion, lioness.
Oh, a lioness. We found this shade called Barsrika Panda, and in the area of watercress or leeks, and of a donkey, it should strike.
The jaw of a donkey. I struck
No
it.
bone.
Oh, the lechi, the jawbone, yeah. The jawbone, like Shimshon, used the jawbone of a chamor to kill all the plishtim. Okay, this concludes our journey through demonology and through all of these skulas. So, ubnei melochim bazogim. It said princes can go out wearing these bells. Mantana, which implies everybody could go out. So, who is this author? All Jews are considered like bnei melachim, so they can also go out with that. And Rava Amar Ba'arik B'Ksusa V'Divra Kol. You don't have to learn it out just according to Rabbi Shimon. Anything that's woven to a garment, you can also go out because you can't take it off to show anybody. So that's according to all the Tanna, not just Rabbi Shimon. Then Yotzim B'Beitzas Achargo. On Shabbos, you could go out with the egg hanging from your ear.
Locust egg.
A chargol is like a grasshopper. That's a kosher grasshopper. Uveshein shual, and in the tooth of a fox. Uvemasper menat saluv. So after a Jew was killed through capital punishment in Bezdin, they would hang him up to be hung as well with a nail. That nail people would wear for a refuah. Divrei Rab Meir. The Chachamim oisrim af b'chol mishum darkei ha'emor. Chachamim asr all these things because this is like superstition and witchcraft and falls under the category of v'chukusayem lo seilechu, which we learned in Yoredeya, one of our first simonim of Yoredeya. We learned the dinim of chukas hagoy. So, like, don't let a black cat walk in front of you, or don't walk under an open ladder. All of these kinds of things are called darkei ha'emori. And the Mishnah, when it mentioned all these things, it's not just that you're not allowed to go out on Shabbos, you're allowed to go out even Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday with it, because it's also because of darkei ha'emori.
So, but according to Reb Meir, how could someone go out with this nail of a person who was hanged? We know that a court that sentenced someone to capital punishment was, once in 40 years and blah blah blah. And if Rabbi Akiva had been there, it would never have been a katlanis. So it never happened. Capital punishment never happened.
Well, it did happen. It happened rarely. It's not like it never happened. It did happen, and apparently it had some kind of skula for refuah. Don't ask me why, but and they wore it around their neck as a skula. Now, and Rav Meir L'chora doesn't hold that it's also because of darkei ha'emori. And we're going to learn a principle, what the criteria is. Rav Meir is going to learn that even if it is darkei ha'emori, if it's effective as a refuah, you're allowed to wear it as a Jew.
But why would they pick up such a remote case? I mean,
because they must have found through experiment that it healed somebody. Why did all these other how come you didn't ask me about? We went through every most bizarre skula the last 2 days. All of a sudden, you're asking me about the nail?
Well, the nail strikes me as more weird than anything else.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, some say it's not. Some say it was when the Romans would crucify people, they would use those nails.
Okay, that already makes more sense.
Why is that?
Because they crucified a lot of people.
Yeah, but who wants to use from a crucifixion? It's mamish gayish. It's disgusting.
Apparently, if it gives you refuah.
Well, remember, Kenny, the Romans didn't. The crucifixion was a method of execution that the Romans used. It had nothing to do with Christianity.
Right, but why would a Jew dafka take from that? It's like saying, "Oh, I'll take a little wood from the cross, and that'll be segula as well." Why not?
No, Kenny, the only thing I can think about is that a very, very sick person somehow wore one of these ones and got healed, And from then on, it became a school because people said, oh, did you hear about what happened to this guy? He wore one of those nails, he got healed. So then it spread.
Kenny, knock on wood.
Not me. Nope, not doing that.
So the Gemara says, Yoitzin bebeitzas achargo. You can go out with these grasshopper eggs. The avdi l'shichla. This was for an earache. And I guess they would wear it by their ear.
No,
Uv'shein shel shul the avdi l'shinta. A tooth of a fox. It would be used to help you sleep.
Ernie, he says that egg is a cure for an earache. That's why they put it by the ear.
Right, we said that.
Yeah.
We said that the avdi l'shichla, which we says is for pain in your ear, for an earache. And they wore it by their ear to help the ear. And then the chaya leman denai. From a live fox, that was for somebody who slept too much, and it kept him awake. Now, demisa, a dead fox, is leman delonai. It's somebody who has insomnia and helps him sleep. The nail of the crucifix was used for swelling of a wound.
Maybe he's talking about acupuncture.
No, it says when they had people had a wound, and there would be a lot of swelling around the wound, so that wearing this nail thing helped you. Why? Because you nailed people's limbs, maybe, and then it created a makkah, so it's going to reverse it. Like when the people were being bitten by snakes in the desert, and Moshe Rabbeinu made a snake for them to look at, maybe to calm their fears or whatever. It's the same kind of concept. Okay, so Rav Meir said all these things you can go out because of refuah. Abaye Rav Damar called over sheish bo mishum refuah, ein bo mishum darkei amori. Abaye and Rav made a statement that anything that actually works as a refuah, it cannot have a din of darkei amori. You don't have to worry about that. That means any kind of weird action that does not have refuah is considered darkei amori vatanya. Ilan shemashir perosa. You have a tree where its fruit are falling off the tree before they ripen. So what do? Sokro. You paint it. V'tzoveoto b'sikra, and v'torno ba'avonim. You hang stones. So Bishlama Torno Bavonim ki echad lichosh chele. I understand why you hang stones. There, that's by it weakens whatever disease is causing the fruit to fall off too quickly. There's not enough power in the eights to ripen the fruit. And you hang somehow the farmers learned that by hanging the stones, it works. I understand. Painting the tree red, that sounds like a darkei amori. What kind of refuah is that? So it's a kasha on what we said before, that if it doesn't have refuah, it should be considered darkei amori. How come here we are allowed to do this? And for the gemara kiyecha the lichzei enshi v'libu alei rachmei. No. It's for people to see the tree, and it's a siman that the tree is sick. People should daven for the tree, and in order to have good fruit. And where do you see that it's important to let the public know about illness so that people would daven for Kidatanya? V'tamei tamei yikra, tzarich lo diya tzar l'rabbi. A person has to let the public know that he's sick. The rabbim yivakshol avrachim, so that the tzibur can daven for him. Yeah, we learned this as well in Hilchos Speaker Cholim in the beginning of Your Day when we started out the Sugi. Ravina, Kaman Talin Kufse Bedikla, according to Hushita. We hang like bunches of dates that are not ripe on a date tree that is not producing good fruit. Tana, like this Tana that says you're allowed to inform the tzibur to daven about a tree. It's amazing. We know, of course, to daven about people, but here there's an need to daven for a tree. Like Tevye, who davened for his milk cow. Tani Tana beperek amoyroi, kamed Rav Chia Barabi. There was a perek of Tosefta about all sorts of Darkei Amori, and the person who would repeat all of these Tanaitic pieces of literature in front of Rav Chia, Amar Kulu ispu mishum Darkei Amori levad mahar. Everything we're going to mention now falls under Darkei Amori, except for the following two. Mishi yeshlo etzem begrono. Somebody has swallowed a chicken bone or some kind of bone. Maybe may also mean you bring another chicken bone, you put him on his skull. Swallow. This incantation ain't bo mishum Darkei Amori. Li'idra, for a fish bone, do the same thing. You put the fish bone on his head. Make it shaya is like make it soft. All of these incantations is to make it easy for the person to swallow the bone that he swallowed. Ha'omer gad gadi v'sanuk lo ashki uvushchi. This is a mazel. It's like a constellation. It's like one of the mazalos. Yesh bo mishum Darkei Amori. If you call upon this mazel, it's considered Darkei Amori. Rabbi Yehuda Omer God eno aloshon avodah zarah. It's worse. Darkei Amori is a lav. You get malchus for it. But if you worship to an avodah zarah, you could get killed for that. So Rabbi Yehuda says God is a loshon avodah zarah. Shnemar archim lagad shulchan. Now, hu bishma v'hi bishmo. Like, let's say the husband and wife, he's going to be called by her name and she's going to be called by his name. Yesh bo mishum Darkei Amori. This is a lav of chukas hagoy. Donu dane. It means it's some kind of tefillah that a person's barrels of wine should last. Yesh bo mishum Darkei Amori. It's also a din of Darkei Amori. You're not allowed to do it. Rabbi Yehuda Omer ain't done el lashon avodah zarah. It's also a lashon avodah because it's worse. Because it says anishboim ba'ashma shomron v'amru chelo kechadon, chelo hechadon, which is avodah zarah. Ha'omer la orei tzrach. Person hears the sound of a raven, and he thinks it's a bad luck. And he says, return your tail and it'll be good. So people who think a raven is bad luck, it's all Darkei Amori. Ha'omer shachtu tarnagol zeh shekara arvis. V'tarnagol gola shekar gavris. Shech, this rooster or this chicken Yesh bo mishum darkei amori. Again, that incantation is the problem. Eshte v'oiser. If he says, I'm going to drink and I'm going to have more wine, yesh bo mishum darkei amori. Hamavakas beitzim bakotel vatach b'fnei afrochim. You break open eggs against the wall as some kind of skula, so that the chicks won't die. Yesh bo mishum darkei amori. V'amegis b'fnei afrochim. Let's say he comes up with a certain number, and he counts the chicks up to that number. Yesh bo mishum darkei amori. It's also some kind of skula that is also for us. Hamarakedes v'amona shivim ve'echad afrochim b'shvil shelo yamusu. He's making like mayonnaise, kutach, and he dances that it'll come out tasting good. V'ameshartekes ladoshim. Or he says something to the lentil beans. V'amitzavachas lagrisin, to the beans. Yesh bo mishum darkei amori. All of this is darkei amori. Hamashatenes b'fnei k'tei rasa. They urinated before their dish. B'shvil shetizbashel meheira. So that the skula should cook quickly. Yesh bo mishum darkei amori. All of this is also aval noislim kisum shel tut, but you could put a stick from like some kind of berry tree,
Mulberry.
b'shivrei zchuchis, or pieces of glass, b'kedera, in a dish, b'shvil shetizbashel mehi. But chachamim moisim b'shivrei zchuchis b'nei sakana. Chachamim prohibit with the glass because you're going to swallow the glass and it's a sakonas to flushes. Torah bono. Noistin bulshel melach l'tochaner. You could drop a piece of salt into a candle. Bishvil shetayir v'tadlik. It would brighten the light. V'notnin tit v'charsi tachzaner bishvil shetamti v'tadlik. They would put clay under a candle so that it shouldn't extinguish quickly. Amrav Zutra, man de michsi shraga, the mishchul megali nafta. Person who covers like a kerosene lamp or oil, or uncovers a kerosene lamp, so you're going to burn more material. So you're oiver mishum bal tashchis. You're not allowed to destroy things. Just tamazor. Now, chamre v'chaye lepun rabbanon, wine and life to the mouths of chachamim, ein bo mishum darkei amori. Based on this, we're allowed to say l'chaim. When we drink, we say l'chaim. It's from this Gemara, because if you say wine and life to the mouth of the chachamim, that's okay. Ma'aser Rabbi Akiva sha'as the Mishnah livno. Every wine that was brought, he said, Chamra v'chay lepun rabbanon, chay v'cham lepun rabbanon, u'lefum talmidim, and life to the talmidim. So this was a toast that was permitted. Livrocha ba'alma, says Rashi. Hadolach b'me'isha, hadolach b'me'isha, hadolach b'me'isha. New perek. Perek Zion, Cloud Gadol. Cloud Gadol Omer b'Shabbos. A great principle was elucidated in this Mishnah. Kol ha'shochech ikar Shabbos. The person forgot that there's no Shabbos in the Torah, says Rashi. And he did 10 malachos for 10 Shabbos in a row. He's only chayv one chatas. Because it's one, remember, if you do something b'mezid in front of two egim without straw, there's capital punishment. So if you do a shogeg, you bring a chatas. Question is, how many do you bring? So if your forgetfulness is one piece of one knowledge, where you didn't know of the concept of Shabbos, and you did 30 different malachos on this Shabbos and 20 malachos the next Shabbos and 30 malachos the next, and finally you were told about them, you only bring one chatas. Now, Hayodea Iker Shabbos, you know that there's a concept of Shabbos, and you know that there are forbidden works that are forbidden, but you don't know which ones those are. Because how can you understand? The reason why that's important to understand is because if you have a notion of Shabbos, you've got to, the whole concept of Shabbos is not to work. So you understood that there are some things that are not allowed to be done, but you just didn't know which they were. Here, you're chayiv only one chatis for each Shabbos that you violated, even though you violated many different malachos. Rashi says, chatis achas l'chol Shabbos, and even though normally you bring a chatas only after you have information, and he went Shabbos to Shabbos without being told, and it's one helam. So if he did 3 or 4 Shabbosim in a row, Rashi is basically declaring, again, maybe you should only bring one. So it's an important principle. The days in between these Shabbosim, that created a Yediyah L'Chalek. He has to know that one of these days is going to be a Shabbos. He just doesn't know which malachos are asur. All right, the shogeg is about Shabbos. He knows in between the Shabbos. So each Shabbos is one shogeg. It's one shogeg. Here, it's not that he knew anything about the malachos. The Yodeu Sham Malachos Ela Shabbos Hu Shogeg. Hayoder Shu Shabbos V'As Malachos Harbim Shabbos is Harbei. He knows the concept of Shabbos. But he doesn't know all the various malachos. Now, Chayva Kolachas Ve'achas. Every Av Malacha, an Av Malacha has toldois. So let's say there's an Av Malacha A, and then you have A prime, A subprime. Each one of A prime and subprime are toldos. If you did all of those things, you'd only be Chayiv one. But if you did multiple Malachas, you'd be Chayiv on each one. That's this concept of Av and Toldo and Chayiv L'Chatasa. And we'll go into a little bit more tomorrow when we start the Gemara. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So tomorrow, 8 o'clock, is the Tzur Rabbanon.
Yeah.
Yoredeya, we continue Isser V'Heter, and then the Daf Yomi will